A stunning twist in Washington. The mystery donor who handed $130 million to the Pentagon during the government shutdown has been unmasked. And it turns out he's one of Donald Trump's biggest financial backers. Just days ago, President Donald Trump hailed what he called a patriotic and great American friend, a man who quietly gave $130 million to pay U.S. troops amid the shutdown. But Trump refused to name him.
To find somebody to pay for our troops during the shutdown.
He's a great gentleman. He's a great patriot. He's obviously a very substantial man. And he contributed $130 million toward the military in order to make up any difference. So he wanted to see the military get paid. So did I. And he's a wonderful man, and he doesn't want publicity. He doesn't, he'd prefer, I think, that his name not be mentioned, which is pretty unusual in the world I come from. And in the world of politics, you want your name mentioned. He doesn't. He's a great patriot. He really is. He put up $130 million in order to make sure that's a lot of money, in order to make sure that the military got paid. And he's a big supporter of mine.
Is it an American citizen?
It is, yeah. Great American citizen.
Now, the New York Times confirms that mystery donor is Timothy Mellon, a reclusive billionaire, heir to the Mellon banking fortune, and one of Trump's most powerful supporters. Mellon has poured hundreds of millions into Trump's political machine, including a $50 million donation to a super PAC backing Trump's 2024 campaign. Mellon, a grandson of former Treasury Secretary Andrew W. Mellon, was not a prominent Republican donor until Trump was first elected, but has given hundreds of millions of dollars in recent years to support the president and the GOP. He's also bankrolled Robert F. Kennedy Jr., who later dropped out of the race to endorse Trump. According to the New York Times, Mellon donated millions to Kennedy's presidential campaign and has also given money to the secretary's anti-vaccine nonprofit, Children's Health Defense. The Pentagon says it accepted the donation under its general gift authority. Officials claim the money is being used to offset troop salaries and benefits during the budget deadlock. However, critics argue that this might violate federal law. Legal experts warn that the move could breach the Anti-Deficiency Act, which prohibits agencies from spending money or accepting services without congressional approval. With Washington now 3 weeks into a shutdown, the revelation is fueling fresh debate over money, power, and influence in American defense policy.
Oh, millions of dollars, yeah. Well, I also give, I give a lot of money to the White House. The White House is, as you know, I give my salary, and I usually like to steer it to the White House because this house was a little bit abandoned. First of all, for 4 years, you had a guy walking around that didn't know where the hell he was. And this house was not taken care of the way it was supposed to be. I take very good care of property. I was very good at that. And you'll notice the floors downstairs, I paid for them. Marble, the most beautiful marble you've ever seen. The white floors down in the palm room, they look like they came out of, I don't want to lose because they're big supporters of mine, Home Depot, so I'm not going to say bad, but they did come out of a box from Home Depot about 30 years ago. They were all broken, but now they have the most beautiful floors, the most beautiful lights and chandeliers. I think most of you, Brian, you've seen that, right?
Yes.
How beautiful is that? And I take care of it. So, I spend millions of dollars on this building, taking care of it. It was not properly maintained, and now it's starting to gleam like it should. It should really gleam, and you should go down and visit the Presidential Walk of Fame. Have you seen it? It's quite good. I'm sure that a lot of people coming to the White House, it's hot. It's very hot, but it's really a tribute to the presidents, past presidents of our country.
Shut down by the time you return from your trip to Asia?
Do I expect to have it resolved by the time I return? I don't know. I said long ago, we shouldn't have been in this problem. This was September 28th. It came due in Biden's regime, and before the election, September 28th, and they pushed it off into the future. And I was running when they did that. And when you're running, but I did say, what the hell are they doing? That and debt ceiling. They also pushed the debt ceiling past the election date. So that would mean the next president has it. But I did say that I think the Democrats have gone totally crazy. And you don't know what they're going to do because they don't care about the people. I really think they have no leadership. they have a lot of very low IQ people. Jasmine Crockett is a low IQ person. A lot of them are. I don't want to insult too many of them, but a lot of them are. They have no rudder. I don't think they know what they're doing right now. You know, they've never done this before. They always agreed to go and, you know, called an extension. Let's do an extension and talk. Even today, look at what happened today. They don't want to pay the people that have worked. And, you know, this was supposed to be this was a test. And they wouldn't pay the people that have been working. They said, no, we don't want to pay them. This is all the Democrats. Now, all we need is 5 Democrats. And I know a lot of Democrats that are saying they're more than 5. Probably not that many more than 5, but they're more than 5. And all we need is like 5 Democrat votes so we open our country again. Sad, though, we have the greatest economy in our history. We have the highest stock market. All these things are rocking. We will have, by the end of my first year, more than $20 trillion of investment. The all-time record is $3 trillion. I think it's China. We're going to have $20 or $21 trillion. We've never had anything like it coming in because of tariffs. The money pouring into our country, the plants that are opening, AI, automobiles, everything. And the Democrats want to close our country. They're really, you know, they say deranged. They suffer. I guess it's Trump derangement syndrome, which I think is going down now as an official condition by the doctors. I think they get paid extra money if they handle it because it's more difficult to handle than a normal mental disease. But you know what? They really should approve an extension, get the country back to work, get the people paid. And, you know, it's very simple. You just don't know what's going on. There's something wrong with them. Yeah, it's sad, actually.
Have you raised the full $300 million needed to fund your? Have you raised the full $300 million needed to fund your ballroom? And how much specifically are you donating to this construction
raised,
project?
I think $350 million. All donor money and money that we put up. We've raised. It's going to be. It's going to cost right in the neighborhood of $300 million. It's been expanded and made absolutely. It'll be the most beautiful ballroom anywhere in the world, I think.
And how much specifically are you donating to it personally?
How much am I donating? I won't be able to tell you until I finish, but I'll donate whatever's needed. I'll tell you that. Do I have a name for the? I won't get into that now.
Mr. President?
Yeah, go ahead, please.
Follow up on the shutdown. In the next couple of days, a lot of Americans are going to go without their first full paychecks. Federal workers.
By the way, a friend of mine, talking about donors, a friend of mine, a man that's great. I'm not going to use his name unless he lets me do it. Susie can tell you about this, but he called us the other day and he said, I'd like to contribute any shortfall you have because of the Democrat shutdown. I'd like to personally contribute any shortfall you have with the military because I love the military and I love the country. And any shortfall, if there's a shortfall, I'll contribute it. And today he sent us a check for $130 million.
Can you share who that is?
I would love to tell you he doesn't really want the recognition, if you want to know the truth. But he gave us a check for $130 million. Which was sort of a shortfall, yeah. It's going to go to the military, yeah.
And what's your message?
Is that the correct number? $130 million. That's what I call a patriot.